Justice is denied if Supreme Court delivers judgment based on technicalities. Kenneth Okonkwo. Kenneth Okonkwo, a legal practitioner and the spokesperson for the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has criticized the judgment of the Court of Appeal, expressing the view that when the Supreme Court delivered a judgment based on technicalities or discretion, it amounts to a denial of justice. The statement, as reported by Sunday Sun, was made by Okonkwo in response to the recent Court of Appeal judgment. The Court of Appeal had dismissed the petitions of both Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential aspirant, and Alhaji Waziri Atiku Abubakar, the presidential aspirant of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), while upholding the victory of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Despite the setback, Peter Obi has indicated his intention to appeal the Supreme Court. Okonkwo's statement underscores that if the Supreme Court bases its judgment on the law, it will signify justice being served. However, if the judgment hangs on technicalities, it would be akin to a denial of justice. According to Sunday Sun, Okonkwo was quoted as saying, if judgment is rendered by the Supreme Court based on technicalities, we can assert that justice was denied. Meanwhile, in another news headline, Atiku Obi appeals raise concern over Supreme Court cases. Senior lawyers have raised concerns that the ongoing cases at the Supreme Court will suffer delay during the 60-day period that the presidential election appeal will last. This is because of shortage of justice at the appeals court following non-replacement of retired justice. The Supreme Court is constitutionally required to have a full complement of 21 justices, but currently there are only 11 justices. So the latest to bow out of the Supreme Court is Justice Amina Agugi, who turned 70 on September 3rd, following their failure to upturn the February 25th election victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the Presidential Election Petitions Court. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) candidate Atiku Abubakar and his Labour Party counterpart Peter Obi are set to appeal their judiciary losses. They have tomorrow as deadline, 14 days after the September 6th judgment by the Presidential Election Petition Court to file their appeals at the Supreme Court. A panel of 7 justices of the Supreme Court will be constituted to hear their appeal. With this, there will be only 4 justices available to handle the cases at the appeals court because those engaged in the petitions will be busy with the matter for the 60 days constitutionally prescribed period. The 4 justices will be inadequate to function because a minimum of 5 justices are required to sit on cases at the appeals court. Nigerian judiciary experts with the U.S. Nigerian Law Group in Washington, United States, Emmanuel Ugegbe, said the Nigerian Supreme Court should have a full complement of 21 justices minimum in an election year. This is a non-barrier. Another lawyer, Festus Ogun, noted that the 11 justices are inadequate to form 2 panels of the court, which may precipitate a crisis. Ogun said, we have 11, just 11. That means there is just 1 panel, and because of its because it's a constitutional matter, we must have not less than 7 justices of the Supreme Court. That means you cannot have 2 panels. How are they going to do it? The volume of work before the justice was made known last November by Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Olukayode Ariwola, who said there were 6,884 pending cases. In June, the National Judiciary Council, NJC, described 10 additional slots on the Supreme Court bench vacant and called on interested applicants to apply. A senior official of the Appeals Court said no fewer than 11 individuals are currently undergoing the necessary screening interview process to appoint new justice. At the end of the screening, the CJ will make recommendations to the president. The official said, I assure you that within the next 3 weeks, the new justice will be unveiled for the Supreme Court. The process, which commenced earlier this year, was delayed by the court vacation. Now that the court is resuming, coupled with the concern being expressed by many, assured you that the process will be fast-tracked. Everyone knows that the effect the current state of the affairs will have on the court's capacity to effectively function with only 11 justices out of the 21 allowed by the Constitution. I assure you that the ongoing process will be concluded within the next few weeks. The only delay could be with the president, who will be required to seek the Senate's confirmation, and the Senate, which will be required to confirm those recommended for appointment. So guys, you've all heard it now. What's your take on this? Let's hear from you. Kindly share your thoughts below the comments.